Huge increases for premiums for federal employee health benefits. Huge. It's ginormous this year. And it's, yeah, all good things must come to an end, my friends. Everyone's like stoked about the cost of living for Social Security, cost of living for income. Yeah, not for FEHB. Now, a lot of you guys are like, FEHB, what's that? This is for federal employees. Nothing to do with you if you're not a federal employee, which I'm not. But I do have a lot of federal employees who follow my channel, so it's important for them to understand. Now, frankly, if you're not an FEHB and you're on Medicare, there's actually a decrease in Part B premiums. Isn't that interesting? So for Medicare people, that will be people over 65. Your Part B has gone down thanks to the, let's put the suspect science that was behind the Alzheimer's pill. I think Biogen was pushing it, if memory serves. From the University of Minnesota researchers who looks like we're engaging in some very suspect activity. I'm just alleging it. I don't know. Who am I? I'm just a caveman. Anyway, so my man Chris Barfield, Barfield Financial, it'd be crazy not to sign up for his newsletter. Anyway, so sign up for his newsletter, but we're going to read the email he sent here, right here. So FEHB, premium increase is what we're talking about right now. All right, open season, that's not my area of expertise. If you're interested in talking to someone who has more of an area of expertise for federal employee health benefits and all that, talk to Chris Barfield, man, and I will go into that here in just a second. Open season, let's see right here. This might be even important this year. It's been released that rates will increase by 7.2% this year. This is a big increase. Inflation creeps into every facet of life. I thought facet was FAU, or maybe that's faucet. Faucet. Okay, maybe I'm just a caveman financial planner. I don't get your way of things, your big buildings, your big technology. I'm just a caveman. Remember Phil Hartman, man, that guy. Is Chris taking a ding at me here? For those of you who thought inflation doesn't seem that bad of a thing. I'm just goofing. You probably weren't paying much. You probably weren't paying for much earlier than 15 years. For those that have thought inflation doesn't seem like that bad of a thing, you probably weren't paying for much earlier. I don't get that. It's incredible how a little bit eats at your paycheck. In the last 20 years have been extremely low inflation. Yeah, I agree. Many would say artificially low, maybe. Just as in my own defense, I'm going to have Chris on the show here later today. So Chris is a friend of mine, and I'm not challenging them to disagree, but my whole premise on inflation for retirees or soon to be retirees, the CPI, 55% of the CPI is what you should use. The other 45% is based on transportation and housing costs. The biggest part of CPI for CPIE, I have my thing here, I don't have it anymore, is housing and transportation. Housing is 47% of your CPI, which is inflation. You know what the biggest part of housing is? Owner's equivalent rent. How much you'd have to pay to rent your house, but you're not renting your house. So why would that be part of CPI? On top of that, they actually have a rent. How much it costs to rent, and you're not renting. Transportation. How much it costs to buy a new or used vehicle. Why would that be an issue are you buying a new or used vehicle? I will sometime, Josh. Yeah, I get it. Sometime we don't use that as a cost increase year over year. It's not a cash flow item. It's so frustrating. Now, I'm not saying Chris is saying this. I'm just saying, it's so frustrating. And I don't have my thing here. Hold on just a second. Oh, yes, I do. I come prepared. Look at that. So CPIE. If we take out housing, now I'm not saying you take out all housing. You still keep fuels and utilities, as you can see right there. That's 10%. But total housing for CPIE is 47.3%. We don't need 47.3% because the vast majority of that is shelter, which is owner's equivalent rent, and rent is stupid. Then we've got transportation. Do we keep motor fuel? Of course, we keep motor fuel, and we also keep fuels and utilities for housing. Anyway, so you can see right there. Total for CPI should be 54% for CPIE. Anyway, let's just go back to Chris's thing here. Here's a full list of 2023 premium increases. Take a look at the price increase on a particular plan. I'm not going to go into that, but my man Chris has went up $16 a paycheck, which is about 9.75% a year. And he's got the Blue Cross Blue Shield Basic Self Plus Family 112. Could they make this any harder to understand? Well, that's not what he has. But he said the Blue Cross Blue Shield Self Plus Family 112. I guess 111 is I don't know what is there 110. Let's bid on 115. Now, this is what they call it. I mean, can you imagine? Hey, Josh, we're going to design a name for our Blue Cross Blue Shield Family Plan. What should we call it? Let's call it Blue Cross Blue Shield Family Plan 112. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, it increased 12%. Woo, Nelly! You should at least know what your increase is, if nothing else. That's a lot, man. Anyway, so you want to look at Chris's stuff here. Let's because that's a big increase. A full list of I'm just curious what this is. This is from OPM, Office of Personnel Management. This makes my head hurt just looking at this. Look at this. Oh. The 2023 biweekly maximum government contribution is $259 for self, $560 for self plus one, $611 for self and family. The maximum monthly contribution, 72% of the weighted average is $560 is self and family $1,300. I can't take it. It hurts my head to think about that. I was looking at ACA a couple years back, and I said because I have to. Charlotte I don't have attention to detail. It literally hurts my head. I'm like sitting there. Oh, I can't take it. And I said, Charlotte, can you look at this? She goes, sure, but she didn't. So I'm hoping she will this year because we're getting off of COBRA in March because when she got fired from her job for not taking the jabby, we went on COBRA for 18 months, and I just like, just make the pain go away. It's just I comply. Give me the jab so I don't have to deal with that. Anyway, so big premium increases for federal employee health benefits. Decrease in Medicare Part B. That's only temporary. You know it's going to be big. Anyway, just going back. If you look at CPIE, this is can you see it? This is literally off of the BLS data. You can see the medical costs are about 12% of CPIE. CPIE is for elderly, by the way, 62 and over. All right. So, and by the way, so for Chris's stuff, if you want a consultation with old Chris, he talks because he's now retired, man, and Chris kicks ass. So let's discuss the business more in clarity. Your newsletter is free. The website obviously is free. Retirement estimates and consultations. This is not free. I'll provide a client with a full retirement estimate as well as comparison of their income now versus their income retirement projected future expenses at FEHB, Federal Employee Group Life Insurance. Yeah, maybe I'm not a VGLI. I'm not a fan of. That's for military. I'm not all that familiar too much with FEGLI. But when it says group in there for life insurance, if you're somewhat in good shape, you don't want the group. We want individual. But I haven't done my due diligence on that for FEGLI versus VGLI. VGLI is Veterans Group Life Insurance. Generally speaking, you don't want that. If you can get your own benefit on your own, it'll just be cheaper. Anyway, so then his service includes a review of your SF 3107. Oh. So if you're not using Chris, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. That makes all I think is SF. San Francisco 49ers? No. Special Forces? No. Oh, that just sounds F. That's what SF sounds is like. Custer, Foxtrot, Charlie Foxtrot. SF says sounds F'd. That's what that sounds like to me. Oh, all right. Love your thoughts. We'll see you